We're talking about a big topic today, what fuels the revolution of the Indian automotive industry in the future. Gulati-san, I'll start with you. Today, you are having one of the most comprehensive lineup of fuels amongst your fleet, be it globally and in India. So where do you see the mix taking place for the time to come? Do you think it'll be hybrids? Do you think it'll be EVs? Do you think it'll be alternate fuels? There's a lot of chatter that's going on currently in the present, but I think as an OEM, you'll have a unique insight into what can happen in the years to come.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. You see, automotive industry is shaped by the demands of society, whether it's for mobility or it's for societal issues such as energy and, of course, decarbonization. These are the two themes which have been at the core of driving the transformation that we are currently witnessing in the automotive sector. And the recent developments have only heightened the focus on one of these two themes, which is energy. And I think going forward, irrespective of the geography that you're in, whether it's Europe or US or India, this would be the most critical aspect that drives the direction of technologies within the automotive sector. For instance, just some numbers. Just before the war happened, our average price for the crude basket was around $78. 1 month before the war, it was $69. Currently, it's around averaging around $114 to $16. Every $10 increase in the price of this basket means $15 to $18 billion of annual addition to the import bill. It translates to a current account deficit of around 0.5 to 0.6%, and of course has inflationary impact and also an impact on the growth. So why I'm quoting these numbers is because a lot of the energy that is crude, that is for which India is hugely dependent, is consumed by the automotive sector. And the automotive sector is growing at a phenomenal pace, primarily because of the super increase in the mobility requirements of the population, which is young, aspiring, infrastructure is improving. Last year, we closed the fiscal with 4.7 million cars. This April is been the highest ever numbers for, I think, most of the categories of automotive. So given this background, the task before us is that we have to shift to cleaner energy formats which are indigenous, and we have to do it now at scale. Now, if that is the paradigm before the nation, before the society, then clearly you would need multiple solutions. You would need everything to be thrown at the problem to actually make any difference.
Manmeet, there's a lot of talk about technology, and today Qualcomm is at the epicenter of it. We're talking about AI cockpits, we're talking about software-defined vehicles. While we can really go very deep into this topic, first I would request you to shed some light on you as Qualcomm, what do you see software-defined vehicles to be? Because I believe it's a term that's quite loosely used for a lot of things, but being at the core of it, what do you think that is? And how do you see India fitting into that definition of software-defined vehicles for the future?
Yeah, sure. So, see, software-defined vehicle is a very broad term, but if you say centrally what it is that the architecture in the car is changing. We used to have hundreds of small ECUs which used to control. We have now one central compute. It is going towards zonal compute, central compute, and eventually it will go towards central compute. And eventually it will be a AI-based architecture completely. So it's basically when your software starts controlling the definition of what around that should be built. That's basically when you call software-defined vehicle. But it is also about, it gives you leverage. You can create a digital twin in the cloud. You can do continuous integration, continuation testing, CI/CD. You can even, like for AI models, you can train the new models with the synthetic data and put it in the car. Now coming to the next level, definitely AI is going to change how you see the cars. We are already seeing these changes in certain, geos like China. We are already seeing a lot of stuff is coming to India. Our partners, and in India partners, I'm talking about Indian, they are putting a lot of thoughts into how to put AI, which basically benefits the users. And for example, with the transformer-based architectures and LLMs and VLMs, now we have the SoCs, which can basically run all these without going to the cloud. It's on the edge. And earlier we were talking about use cases like basic use cases. A few years back we were talking about manual or cabin control and all. Now we are talking about is something totally different from entertainment use cases. It's all VLM-based use cases. For example, you can while you're driving, you want to read what is on the billboard. You can just tell the car to read and dial a number. Okay, to that level, to playing with the conversation with the car, AI agentic assistant in the car, which can control, which can be sitting on your car, sitting on your mobile, sitting on your other devices, maybe an Alexa device, and then you can give them the command, oh, change my meeting, book me a restaurant, and do this thing, and it will do it. Okay, and this is happening. This is already happening in geos, and you will see once people start using these AI agents, because while driving a car, it distracts you. So that's not going to distract your voice command, voice activation or voice assistants are already there coming. Voice assistant with SLMs are basically can cover almost all Indian languages today. So all dialects can be covered. So even that conversation, which used to be very typically, very English-oriented language with a very specific phrases, now that's gone. You can switch it in any way. You can speak in any way. You can mix Hindi, English. You can mix different languages, and it will understand. So that's one thing. And now with the screens in the car, you cannot control all the screens with your hands, so voice is needed. So that's the first thing which is already coming. I think within this year, you will see voice assistant everywhere. Second will be AI agents or your companion, you can say. Then there will be a multimodal architecture where you can say both text, image, and voice. All three can be interpreted in one single command.
Fantastic. So, Vinkesh, lot of talk for the future, right? I mean, it won't be wrong to say that the automotive industry today is experimenting with a lot of things, be it different kinds of fuel, as Vikram San mentioned, or a lot of approaches to technology, as Manmeet mentioned. Do you think where we are today in terms of the India's skilling ecosystem, do you think we are keeping pace, and what do we need to do for the future?
So, but thanks for keeping me the last, because the tone was said by Mr. Gulati. Future is great, auto is doing awesome, and when Meet said it right, it's now becoming very feature-rich and everything tech. No doubt, skilling is the biggest gap today. Whatever we say, we are just catching up. If you really understand when ICE was stabilized, the kind of manpower the OEMs, the component manufacturers and dealers had was actually 90% of what we wanted on the quality. But if I talk of EV or even hybrid, or forget about those, the technological changes like ECUs and all those things, I don't think so. We are still up to around 30% or 40% of what is required. And the problem is not a skilling in our system. The problem is the thinking of customer also. At my dealership, I get at least 25% customer coming to please switch off the ADAS. I don't want that. Whereas that's a safety feature and a great feature. But still, the acceptability in Indian market to all those advancement in technology is still. So yesterday I was talking to one of the brand in which car every school says that school is ahead, please be something. So I asked them, why is it saying in the night 12 o'clock? Is the school on at 12 o'clock? So you should have an AI where it should not speak after the school hours. So these are the things where customers are also coming to us in a different mode than what we are trying to produce or manufacture and upgrade with them. So coming back to your question, yes, we still have a gap in skill. No doubt we are all trying to reach a level which at least supports the system today. But Is it enough? I agree it is not. Because there have lot have changed. Because if you remember, we used to have one person for each job. So if a car comes for service, there was a mechanic, then there was a denter, then there was an alignment technician, then there was electrical person, then there was an AC guy. Today, everybody wants that one person should know everything, and who touches the car does everything complete, because the mechanical things are now all standardized. It's all matured. Now, the problem which is coming is through newer technology, which is ECUs not getting matched, or you have to update it, or it's a gap. So that is where the issues are coming. But no doubt the industry on and whole is working, and with the kind of advancement we are seeing from the future because of energy change and all that, we have to do a lot. But at Automotive Skill Development Council, with support of SIAM, ACMA, and FAD, we're trying to do whatever we can in the short time we have got to improve our skilling.